Foundation trustees, and by drawing of the straws, the first speaker will be Leonard Van Der Horn from Clifton Lodge number 203. Len?
Brother President, Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, Distinguished East, and my brethren all, good evening.
Good evening.
It's truly a pleasure to be here with you. I enjoy coming to this facility. In 1977, I walked through the door at Clifton Lodge and joined the Masonic family, becoming a DMLA boy. And on my 21st birthday, my petition was already on the secretary's desk and became a Master Mason. So I've been a Master Mason and involved with the Masonic fraternity for a very long time. What I want to say is my full resume, and in that time I've had the privilege, and it's been my honor to serve in many capacities. However, there's three important pieces or items on my resume which I'd like to point out. My full resume is available for your review in the latest edition of the Freemason. The first item I'd like to point out, or element, is my profession. I am a healthcare professional. I graduated from college with a degree in biochemistry and quickly got bored in the laboratory and wanted to move on to clinical medicine. I graduated from the University of Medicine and Dentistry with graduate degrees as a physician assistant. I've been in the healthcare profession as a cardiac surgery PA for the last 26 years. And I'll explain the relevance of why my profession is important in just a moment. The second element I'd like to point out is some more of my education. A number of years back, being a clinician, I was interested in what the business side of my job was like. And I became interested when I was working with some corporate compliance materials. Corporate compliance is a system in most healthcare agencies, actually all of them, where the staff has to, it's a continuing education, they have to prove their proficiency in privacy and HIPAA laws and all the policies that need to be followed as far as regulatory aspects are concerned. Our Masonic home, which is one of the items under the umbrella of the Masonic Charity Foundation, is a healthcare facility. We have skilled nursing beds, we have assisted living beds, we offer rehabilitation services, we offer hospice care, we offer respite care, and all kinds of things. We are a healthcare facility. So that's the relevance as to my profession, as to why being a healthcare professional is important to me serving on the board. While I was working on the corporate compliance, and as I said, I was interested in the business side, I decided I want to further my education and learn about the business. So I embarked on another degree. In 2016, I graduated from Quinnipiac University with an MBA. I have a nice foundation in the business aspect, and I concentrated in healthcare management. I graduated near the top of my class and was invited and inducted into Beta Gamma Sigma, which is an internationally recognized honor society for outstanding academic work in the business world. So I am a healthcare professional with a business degree. The third element I'd like to point out in my resume is the fact that I am currently a trustee on the Masonic Charity Foundation. And experience to me is all important. Over the past 3 years, I've served on the board working on several committees, have prepared well for each board meeting, and over the last 3 years only missed one meeting because of a personal family issue that I needed to attend to. But I've been proficient in my preparation for attending board meetings. I've been involved with decisions that needed to be made and discussions I've taken part in, and have been very active on the Charity Foundation board as a trustee. So brethren, as a healthcare professional with an academic business background and 3 years of proven and dedicated service to our board, I suggest to you that I do have the qualifications to continue my service to the Masonic Charity Foundation, to the residents of our home, and to you as its members. And I thank you for your attention. Brother President, I would like to thank you for the courtesies extended to me and for the hospitality extended. And brethren, thank you for being here this evening and giving your attention to me and all of the candidates this evening. It is very important. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you, Len. Our next candidate is Brother Bryan Hartel from Trenton Cyrus Lodge number 5. Bryan?
Brother President,
Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, Distinguished East, Right Worshipful Sirs, Brethren all, good evening.
Good evening.
I am Bryan K. Hartel Sr., and I'm a candidate for Masonic Charity Foundation trustee. Brethren, my passion for the Masonic Home, Charity Foundation, and Villages is personal and close to my heart. I have a deep appreciation of family, having had an opportunity to experience life with many members of my extended family. As the senior members of my family aged, I experienced firsthand the challenges and emotional stress a family deals with associated with elder care, assisted living, hospice care, and the loss of a loved one. Often, this resulted in our family pulling together to pay bills and provide care at home. Brethren, I know what it is like to experience the relief of a trusted institution in our community that cares for our family. A portion of our closing charge reminds us that our generous principles as Masons should extend further, that every human being has a claim upon our kind offices and to do good unto all men. I see our Masonic Home, Charity Foundation, and Masonic Villages as the pinnacle establishment that supports this charge, one which is able to support not only our Masonic family, but our extended family, wherein every resident is a member. I recognize that our Masonic Charity Foundation is a broad and diverse organization, one which comprises not just the Masonic Home and operations, but also the future development and growth of the corporation. Yes, this is a business and must be operated as such. Our business includes not only maintaining quality care for our residents, but the development of our staff, facilities, and financial portfolio for sustainability and growth. Brethren, I come before you to offer my professional background and experience as an independent entrepreneur and a corporate manager in service to our charitable foundation. As an entrepreneur, I have 2 family-owned and operated businesses which have existed for over 25 years. My businesses operate in New Jersey, and much of the work performed is that of a high-risk nature and requires detailed focus on employee safety and development. I have maintained and grown these entities utilizing sound financial practices and investment opportunities. I have been employed by Public Service Electric and Gas for over 32 years. I started with the company in an entry-level position, and through personal development drive, I am currently the lead in delivery projects and construction for vegetation management. My responsibilities include the development and implementation of PSE&G's vegetation management plan for over 14,000 miles of overhead distribution and transmission lines. My position requires experience dealing with multiple state and federal regulatory agencies, just as our Masonic Home is required to adhere to a myriad of regulations. My financial acumen has been developed in preparing and managing an average $70 million annual portfolio, with review and analysis of financial statements and forecasting future projections. Daily operations involve managing 450 personnel throughout the state with multiple contractual obligations. Managing these large-scale projects has given me experience in operations, process improvement, risk management, and strategic planning. My brothers, I currently serve the Grand Lodge, and my brothers is District Deputy Grand Master of the 15th Masonic District. And I am now seeking to serve you, the residents, and those that depend upon our Masonic Charity Foundation as a Charity Foundation trustee, giving back to you and our great fraternity by dedicating and devoting my professional skills and experience on the board will be an honor and opportunity to use my 32+ years of business and leadership expertise. I will pledge I will serve our Masonic Charity Foundation in maintaining quality care for our residents, development of our staff and facilities, and keeping a watchful eye on our financial portfolio for future expansion. Brethren, you were first prepared to be made a Mason in your heart, and I ask that you look in your heart and support Bryan K. Hartel Sr. for Masonic Charity Foundation and our upcoming Grand Lodge communication. Thank you, and may God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you, Bryan. Our next candidate for the office of Masonic Charity Foundation is Brother George R. Burnell, Penns Groves Lodge number 54. George.
Thank you, Brother President, Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, distinguished chiefs, Right Worshipful Sirs, my brother-in-law. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is George Brennan, and I'm here tonight to tell you that I'm a candidate for the Masonic Charity Foundation. I currently live in Pennsville with my wife for 63 years and married for 35 of those years with 3 children. Please take time to read my Masonic bio in the Freemason. It goes from when I was started as a DMLA back in 1968 to currently when I was Grand Chaplain to today. My education consists of a BS degree from Wilmington University in marketing, and I have a paralegal certification from Delaware Law School, Widener University. My professional life is several milestones. I started off as a realtor in the 70s, moving my way into the mortgage business, and then back into the real estate company where I took over a family business. While there, I opened a title insurance company, an appraisal company, and a real estate licensing school, which I owned all. Feeling neglect from the mortgage business, I went back to the mortgage business. After a few years, I moved into some management positions and ended up as a Northeast Regional Manager for a company out in New York. While there, I conducted well over 2,000 closings. Presently, I'm working in the mortgage business as a contract underwriter for several lenders around the country, using my HUD delegation of authority through the FHA. My Masonic history, I'm a 3rd-generation Mason. I was personally raised as a Sublime Grade Master Mason in 2000, where I became Merciful Master of the same lodge in 2004. I'm currently a member of 5 Masonic Blue Lodges, past Master of 2, one of which is an honorary membership. I've had several memberships in appended bodies, of which some I've served in officers and elected roles over the years. I was lucky enough to serve on the staff of Most Worshipful Jerry J. Sharp, and I have an inside knowledge of the way the Grand Lodge works from inside. My mother was a resident of the Masonic home for over 4 years, and I'm telling you, when she bounced around from hospital to hospital, rest home to rest home, as the circuit goes, if you're familiar with it, she was very happy to get in the Masonic home, to the point where we used to go up on holidays, an hour up, an hour back, have dinner, go up an hour and come back. And it got to be quite monotonous. I told her I was going to take her out of there, which she replied, no, you're not, basically. This, I feel, gives me an inside look at the Masonic home. I know how long it takes for the buzzer to have a representative come to take her to the bathroom after meals, and I know all about the inside workings of what goes on inside. I feel that if you have the same belief that I do, that I have the history, the education, and the background to serve as your Masonic Charity Trustee, when you go to Atlantic City, please vote for me, George Rogers Burnell. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Our next candidate is Brother Bryan Mandel from Cincinnati Lodge number 3.
Brother President, Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, distinguished East, brethren all, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Bryan Mandel, and I'm running for Masonic Charity Foundation Trustee. About 10 years ago, our great fraternity almost lost the Masonic home. The board at that time saved it by running it instead, not as a charity, but as a business with great charitable goals and objectives. I am running to help continue that successful path of financial stability for the foundation. I possess over 25 years of financial and management expertise that I will bring to the board to achieve the foundation's objectives. Understanding business operations is crucial. You'll note from my resume, my background is diverse, includes consulting, finance, trading, and rating agency experience, all that you can read online or in the Freemason. That experience includes successful business growth and development, as well as meeting and exceeding investment objectives time and time again. These proven skills will complement and enhance the existing board in ways that are critical to its success. To put it into perspective, not to throw a lot of numbers out there, but the Masonic Charity Foundation has a $20 million retirement portfolio, a $30 million operating budget, a $50 million investment portfolio, and oversight of over $175 million in assets. That illustrates the magnitude of the fiscal oversight required to grow and manage the foundation to help provide the facilities and services necessary to fulfill the promise we make to over 1,200 residents, full and part-time workers, numbers that will continue to grow over time. The board has 5 major financial objectives. 1, strategic planning, which provides you a roadmap to help you get from where you are now to where you want to be. It's important because it guides your decision making, outlines measurable goals, and evaluates your progress. Strategic planning is something I've done successfully for my entire career. 2, fiscal oversight, which means reviewing an organization's budget, considering whether adequate internal controls are in place. It's important to ensure the long-term sustainability and help you realize when corrective action is needed. Fiscal oversight is something I've done successfully for my entire career. 3, risk management, which means managing risks to make sure we minimize their threats and maximize their potential. It's important because risk needs to be monitored and managed. Risk management is something I've done successfully for my entire career. 4, asset management. In our case, that refers to a system that monitors and maintains the value of our assets. It's important because it applies not only to tangible assets like our buildings and equipment, but intangible assets, people, human capital, and financial resources. Asset management, something I've done successfully my entire career. 5 is fiscal management, and that refers to the efficient and effective management of money to accomplish the objectives of your organization. It's important so you don't overspend and you're always prepared for all expenditures, expected or unexpected. Fiscal management is something I've done successfully for my entire career. Accomplishing these financial objectives as a board will mean the difference between success and failure. My brothers, I completely understand the fiduciary responsibility of serving on a board that operates in such a highly regulated environment. I've previously served on boards of directors. At Recon Capital Partners, I was the chairman of the board. Lastly, on a more personal note, some may know, 2 years ago, I was trying to find an assisted living facility for my father. He was in his late 80s. Many of you, I'm certain, have had the same experience dealing with an elderly or sick relative. That's when I turned to my Masonic brethren for advice. I spoke to some members on the board, and in doing so, I learned the depth and breadth of the facilities and services that the foundation offers. My father passed before we could make arrangements, but I found great comfort and support through my Masonic family. Brethren, I have the knowledge, the experience, and the skills. From personal experience, I understand the needs of the foundation is fulfilling for a Masonic family, what I seek to do on the board, or the things I've done successfully for my entire career. Brethren, my name is Bryan Mandel. I ask you to please allow me to serve on the board and add my name to those alongside the members and help them complete their mission and ask the ultimate promise of the Masonic Charity Foundation. For the brethren, I thank you for your time and thank you for hearing myself and the candidates this evening. Thank you all.
Thank you, Brian. Our next candidate for the office of Masonic Charity Foundation Trustee is Brother Keith Herman from Rising Sun Lodge number 15. Keith.
Brother President, Most Worshipful Grandmaster, Worshipful Deputy Grandmaster, Distinguished East, my fellow candidates, brethren all, good evening. Good evening. The Grandmaster called me today and said, introduce the room. I said, I only have 5 minutes. He says, introduce the room. So I need your help, brethren. Will you all please rise? Say aye. Aye. Give your name in full. Take a seat. Most worshipful sir, your orders are made. I want to thank South Jersey Past Masters and Wardens for hosting this evening and extending invitations to all the candidates to speak. I also want to thank all of you for attending and having the curiosity and courtesy to listen to all of us and decide who you will choose to represent you for the next 3 to 4 years. I believe there are several qualities and characteristics necessary to be effective serving as a trustee. I would like to touch on 4 of those this evening: passion, dedication, knowledge, and vision. There must be a passion for the work of a board member. I've been fortunate enough to serve on multiple boards with annual budgets of $2 million to $130 million per year. I've taken the time to become a better board member by increasing my knowledge through continuing education courses. These courses included policy, negotiations, public relations, committee structure, parliamentary procedure, among others. On one board, I was fortunate enough to lead that board to become a certified board recognized by the state of New Jersey. I also took the time to attain the status of a master board member. I can easily state that I have a passion for participating on boards, being a part of a team, and supporting decisions adopted by the board, regardless of my own individual position. Dedication, I somewhat alluded to that through my passion, and I can tell you that in the 4 years I've served you as a trustee, 2 of those as treasurer and 1 year as vice president, during that time I've attended every meeting. The 2 that I have missed, I've attended by phone. And board members will attest that I come prepared, do my homework, ask questions, and voice my opinion. Knowledge, my professional background as a seat holder and independent trader on the Philadelphia Stock Exchange, as well as running a fiduciary planning practice, provides me insight into the financial side of the business. I also served as a terminal manager in the transportation industry, managing 5 different unions with numerous logistical and personnel responsibility, which adds to my experience and knowledge I provide while serving you as a trustee. Vision for the Charity Foundation comes through Masonry. As Masons, in each of our degrees, we have the theme of charity. As an entered apprentice, a demand is made upon us to teach an important lesson in charity. In the following obligations, we repeat the words that we have a duty to contribute to our brethren, so far as their necessities may seem to require or our ability to give will permit. I do have a vision for the Masonic Charity Foundation through the current path we are traveling, and that the changes we have made in that road to see a future that fulfills and expands the Masonic mission of charity we all share through our ritual. I do want you to vote for me so I can continue serving you and be part of the team that guides us along that Masonic path for our fellow man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Keith. If we could. I was going to do that. You're not Grand Marshal yet. Don't get so up in it. We have all the candidates for Masonic Charity Foundation join me up here.
I trained them.
Oh, okay. Jeez, I'll tell you, some people.